Greetings! My name is Joe Bob, and I'm very peeved. And welcome back to Disco Elysium. And we're... Shit, what are we doing? I forget now. Let's see, last time we... Last time we did this whole task for that guy and got actively unuseful information in return, so that's great. Ooh, we leveled up. No idea what to put the point into. Well, I guess we could... No, I don't have any other thoughts that I could get. Don't know why I thought I did. I'd consider putting a skill point into a skill, but there are 50 billion of them, so I have no idea which one to grab. Oh well. Total. Oh, what? Oh, right. I guess losing morale reduces our volition stat. Unfortunate. I'm not really sure what to do next. Or rather, there's a lot of things that I could do next. Oh, I should probably finish inspecting the victim's body. Alright.
There, he still is.
This seems to be my only option. I sure hope it's not required to succeed this to finish fucking inspecting the body, because otherwise I'm shit out of luck. I guess I could just load a save over and over again, but that seems like weird gameplay.
The smell is repulsive. It pushes in from your mouth. More instant and more familiar than anything you'd expected. More fever than odor. It fills your mind, flushing you from within.
Try to walk away or let it out? Sure, let's let it out. Why not? Well, that could have gone better.
You feel a great force ringing from your stomach. Your body curls and pushes it out, burst by burst, until a pool of vomit lies under your feet, and your throat stings from the stomach acid.
I'm sorry. Who am I saying sorry to? The corpse? Or maybe Kim?
It's okay. Happens to everyone. Keep it.
The lieutenant hands you his white handkerchief. Thanks.
The hangover is clearly making this worse for you. You could use some ammonia to clear your head.
Ooh. You think ammonia would help?
If you can handle the headache. Some officers use it to deal with cadaverine odor.
But not you? You're too much of a Chad?
I can't handle the headache.
Oh, alright.
It's more likely he can handle the smell, unlike you.
Okay, where do we get ammonia from?
That young woman, the gardener, mentioned she used salts for the smell.
Ah, right.
If she doesn't have any, there might be some in the fridge store nearby.
Acquiring ammonia will provide a modifier to the white check. Modifiers make checks easier and allow you to retry them.
Alright. I didn't know that second part. I kind of figured the first part. Ah, the handkerchief given to you by Lieutenant Kitsuragi. One corner is adorned with lace and a tidy embroidered portiere. Interesting. Okay then, let's see if we can mug this lady for yet more stuff. Excuse me, sorry to bother you again.
It's raining again.
Oh, so it is. It's hard to tell from just seeing it, but I guess I can hear the rain.
It was clear just an hour ago.
Do you still have your salts? I think I could use some.
Sure. I'm done with them.
She takes a small capsule out of her breast pocket and hands it to you. Wow, you are really generous.
Go easy on that stuff. It gave me a terrible headache.
Or at the very least, very compliant with the police. Either works. A thin glass tube wrapped in cotton netting, used to treat fainting spells. Produced by St. Baptiste Pharmaceuticals. I guess I'm not really asking you that for much. But just the fact that you are actually, like, putting in even the most minimal of effort to comply with the investigation puts you, like, miles, fucking light years above everyone else I've met. Besides you, Kim, obviously.
There he still is.
Alright. That's... That doesn't help very much.
You
Oh,
crack open
hot
the
damn.
ammonia ampoule.
It was
and
enough.
Breathe in. The odor of death is still stronger. It's a spell of the mind telling you to run, and your stomach to wring itself empty. With your eyes squinting, you stand in it.
Alright. Just barely enough. Hot damn. I'll take it.
It's a puzzle. What's hanging in front of you is a puzzle of decaying flesh, tattoos, and tendons.
Huh. Do they always do that?
They do after 7 days, yes. We are deep in decomposition here.
The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and enameled boots. His skin is greenish, marbled with decaying veins and blotched by lividity. A fading web of tattoos covers his chest and shoulders. The cargo belt used to fasten him to the branch above appears industrial in strength.
But praying, just held on by a tiniest thing. I guess it has been 7 days. Even industry strength. Alright, so guess we managed to avoid throwing up twice in a row. That's good. That's progress. Even, especially considering even Kim sounds rather queasy at the moment. Alright, inspect the boots.
The material appears to be ceramic. Its clean white stands in stark contrast to the decaying flesh above the knee. The man wore thick polymer socks, probably for padding. A fine array of interlocking plates covers them.
Huh. It's like some sort of... That's like proper fucking armor. Huh.
Delicate and fragile, they feel alien to the world around you, out of place somehow.
Huh.
These are clearly not boots. They're armor, possibly part of a larger set.
Quite. These aren't just boots, are they? They're armor.
Indeed. Technically speaking, these are sabatons, not boots.
Yeah, obviously. Yeah. Yeah, good point, Kim. That's what the, you know... The foot covering used in, like, plate armor and such is called sabatons. I think there's another name for them. I forget what it was now. Solaret, I think it was called? Yeah, Solaret is another name for it, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. What kind of armor is this exactly?
Ceramic plate. Zirconium dioxide, most likely. This is where the make would be.
So... Huh. That's the zirconium dioxide, huh? That's what they use for making stuff like aircraft carriers and it's used in reactors, I think, as well. It's sturdy stuff. That's where the make would be. Where?
Under the hill. Fairweather. Fairweather model T500 VE. I'm guessing that's vitreous enamel. This is advanced stuff.
Quite. What happened to the rest of it?
The locals probably scavenged it. It would be odd if he had more on after 7 days.
Then why did they leave the boots?
We should keep a lookout for these species. The armor could yield information. This is one thing he might actually know.
Where is the rest of the armor? Maybe he was just wearing these boots and there is no rest of the armor?
No, I think he had something precious underneath the clothes. They had to remove the jeans and shirts we found to get to it. And this kind of armor is often worn under fabrics.
Good point. Which leaves the question, of course, of why they didn't take the boots.
Nice. That makes sense.
What if they told him to strip before they hung him, to demean him? Again, then that doesn't answer why the boots are still on.
They usually hang them completely naked for that. La puta madre, the Mazda, the Besmerties, and the like. This one still has his underpants.
Another good point, although with this art style, it's kind of hard to tell.
Fucking talking about underpants.
Shut up, Kuno. The material looks out of place here.
It is. It's expensive.
The lieutenant draws a line in the condensation on the ceramic with his index finger.
We've requested similar material for our tactical units for years now. The constabularies deemed it too costly. In that time, we've lost 6 men to semi-automatics.
Shit. Oh well. That's bureaucracy for you. How much are we talking about?
For a full set, about 4 years of wages.
Oh. For everyone? That's pretty high price.
For the northwest region of Revachol, an officer's average yearly income is 5,500 real, unadjusted for rank.
Huh. Wait, my yearly pay is 5,500 real?
Not too much, yes.
It's enough.
The lieutenant nods, wiping his finger on his sleeve.
I mean, I've lived this long, haven't I? How could this man afford such expensive hardware?
Looks like he worked for a private contractor, like Evrard told us. Wealthy, with state ties. This is way above what we have.
Yes, that is decent enough that is fairly decent evidence for Everard's interjections, or at least that one in particular.
A small bell-like sound fills the air, like tapping on the side of a porcelain cup.
Sounds fragile.
It's anything but. This material is a kinetic redistributor. It spreads kinetic energy horizontally, from plate to plate, dissipating it entirely. See?
Yeah. I mean, you say it sounds fragile, but really, all it does, the sound is something that you've come to associate with fragile things because you've only encountered things which are fragile that make that sound. You see? That kind of, what's the term? Caching? Maybe.
Faint, organic lines cover the plates where they separate into smaller ones. These plates then divide into smaller plates until there are hundreds of them altogether.
I'm sure there's a metaphor in that.
Like whirls of floorboards, the design looks organic, influenced by highly resistant wood materials, like lignum vitae and ebony perhaps.
Vitae? That's not how I would have expected that word to be pronounced. Yeah, again, so it looks organic. That's just because the things you most often see with that design are organic because, well, it's a product of all those countless years of evolution and all that. What does this remind me of?
If trees were made of porcelain, this is what their cross-sections would look like.
Yeah.
The smooth, glossy surface fractures into ever more intricate interconnections, peaking on the right sabaton, where you notice
Oh?
the whorls are in the shape of a letter and number combination: E50, 100, 1000.
Oh ho. Looks like there's a serial number on the right sabaton.
Good. Can you read it to me?
He tips the drying ballpoint of his pen on his tongue. E50 what dot E50 E50 period 100 period 1000.
We have a make and a number. That's something.
That's a
We
lot.
can use the radio in my kinema when we're done. Either station can chase it for us.
Alright, now let's nick his boots.
This feels dangerous. Are you sure?
Sure, why not?
The stench fills your nostrils. As you push downward, an ominous creaking sound comes from above.
Stop!
The lieutenant's voice is sharp. He looks at you with the boot on your arm.
Pig's gonna pull his head off.
Ooh.
Brutal!
Oh, this is a bad idea, isn't it?
You're going to pull his head off.
Do it, homo!
Look, I am not a homo. I am... No. You dare call me a homo sapien, Kuno S. How dare you?
Stop obsessing about your sexuality, officer. You are about to seriously compromise the coroner's case.
Indeed, from this angle, it does look like the neck isn't going to take much more. Being dead for a week has all but liquefied his muscles.
Alright.
What are you trying to achieve anyway? Why are you hanging on to that boot?
These boots would go super well with my bell-bottom pants. This is advanced enemy technology. We could conduct research into their weaknesses. I'm sorry, I didn't even want to take them off. I just thought I should try. Like, are we not detectives? There may be clues inside the boot.
How many clues do you need? You already found a number. Besides,
He taps on the boot.
there's no way you're getting them off. All the organic matter in his body has been flowing down into the boots. They are fused to his feet now. Why do you think the locals haven't scavenged them yet?
Ah, that would explain it.
You're sure there's a way to peel them off, but first the body needs to be down. And second, it would probably be better if the lieutenant wasn't around.
Steal a dead man's boots? But that would be dishonorable! Refuse. For honor. Nah. Honor. Sounds like a plan.
The anticipation makes you crack your fingers. Feels nice. Nice and cracky.
Let's see. What's going to happen to the boots then?
Processing will take care of them. With the situation in the morgue, it will yield nothing. But we must pick our fights.
What
Should we
situation?
continue?
What situation in the morgue? What? Alright then.
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso covered in tattoos, and extremities blotched pink and blue.
Well, that could have gone better. Let me just quick save.
The man before you.
Alright. How about the belt? He's wearing a belt? Oh, right. The belt around his neck.
The hangman's knot is pulled tight by the weight of the corpse below. Yellow, hard-edged polyester cuts into his neck. Above, a sliding buckle ties the belt to the branch. This is a steel-reinforced cargo lashing belt, big brother of the regular cargo belt. It's used for tying cargo under 6-rotor airships.
Don't ask me how I know, but this is a lashing belt used for airlifting cargo.
Airlifting. I thought it was used on lorries for strapping cargo to them.
Apparently, this is the reinforced kind, for air transport. My brain tells me so.
The local harbor uses 6 rotors to shuffle containers around. I get the sense they use whatever was on hand, without paying much attention to not incriminating themselves.
Huh. We're assuming dock workers from the harbor did it?
The brief suggested as much, politically motivated by the ongoing strike. Did you not get a briefing?
Well, The brief did, but... well, the brief could be wrong. My past has undergone total annihilation. Nothing remains. My mother, the love of my life, certainly not a briefing.
Okay, you should ask me for one the first moment we get.
Alright. Just gonna brush right past that, alright. Police officers get briefed about cases they're given. Sometimes they forget the briefing though and need to be briefed again. Click on Kim and ask him about the case. I don't know. Wearing 2 pairs of briefs seems a bit excessive. Besides, what happens if once I get debriefed? Oh, although it could come in handy if I ever get debriefed, then I'll still be wearing one. They sure wanted him to stay up there. The rope is reinforced with steel wiring.
I was afraid it would be. Thin steel wiring, parallel strands. This makes getting him down more problematic than I had assumed.
It's probably all that's holding it up by this point. How'd they even get him up there?
A noose is one of those things that's easier to use one way around.
He points to the buckle, tying the belt to the branch above. Did they climb up using the kid's ladder?
That ladder can't carry a grown man. I didn't see any splintering either, did you? I think they lassoed the branch, then pulled on the belt to close the buckle.
Alright. Makes sense.
Could be. The shape of the branch supports the theory.
Only I could see the shape of the branch. Alright then.
The cadaver hangs from the cargo belt, limbs limp and torso covered in tattoos. An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time they intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. Hundreds of fading asterisks riddle his skin. Their concentration is highest around his heart.
Interesting.
His corpse is marked by stars.
Indeed. What will mine be marked by? We may never know. I intend to live forever.
Alcohol and heartbreak.
Let's see. There's a map of the night sky, a microelectronic system, a national pattern.
A map of the stars. I do see some similarity to astronomical charts. Great Century Messinian, maybe. But this seems more particular. Customized somehow.
As if someone left out most of the night sky, filtering it through personal choice. The principle of this filter remains unknown to you. The thought dissipates, and you feel as though you were only half right.
I'm missing something here.
So am I.
A sudden ringing fills the air as the lieutenant pulls down the zipper of his orange jacket. What are you...
He takes a thin piece of milled aluminium from his coat pocket and pulls it open. Sounds like a sword being unsheathed. A small lens appears. Some sort of camera.
What's that?
A Trigat Sunshine. Mini.
Trigat is the world's leading manufacturer of intercommunication devices, primarily projectors. The camera before you looks familiar somehow.
Shit, Kuno! What the fuck is that?
It's a bomb. We're gonna throw it at you.
An instant color camera.
He produces 2 metal-capped ampoules.
Ampule.
He produces 2 metal-capped ampoules and clips them into place on the side of the apparatus. A thin slot shines there.
I have only 2 ampoules, so nobody move. I don't want to waste one.
He points the camera at the corpse, peering into it. The lens needs adjusting. Then...
A sound, a shrill flash,
Ow.
followed by the breaking of a small ampoule of glass. You see streams of color pour onto the thick, glossy piece of paper, rolling out.
In case we need it.
Alright, the lieutenant says, and shakes the wind. Shakes the paper, letting it dry in the cold wind. On it, a color-perfect copy of the dead man's tattooed chest. I guess that is a pretty accurate image, considering we live in the in the abstract art dimension. Considering we live in the abstract art universe. Cool machine.
Yes, it is pretty cool, isn't it?
For a cool guy. What do we need this photo for?
It contains insight to the victim's person. This was a man of physical violence. The story he wanted his body to tell was important to him. It is his letter to us. Now, if you could find someone to decipher it.
Can I have it? I should look at it later, without the corpse smell.
Sure. Just don't lose it.
Alright. He hands you the piece of rolled up photo paper. It's no larger than a pack of cigarettes. I get the feeling his last ampule is going to be something of importance. Something that we'll have to use with caution.
The glossy-eyed corpse looks by, his mouth
Oh wait, hang on. I thought that was the same. No, whatever. Alright then. Look him in the eye.
His eyes are milky white and blind to the world, protruding comically from their sockets. There is no one home, just subaquatic terrors there.
Whatever that's supposed to mean.
Dark brown hair grows on his head. His face is ready to explode from the organic processes inside. The death's head grin has passed. What remains is an unrecognizable mess.
Tell me, who are you, dead man?
I'm gone.
Oh, and he answered. Where have you gone?
Into the wild pale yonder.
And where is that?
In the past. Way out in the west.
I can see you're gone, but who are you?
I'm a joke. Look at me.
There's nothing funny about you.
There is nothing funny about jokes either.
Whatever the fuck that's supposed to mean. Who were you when you were alive?
A killer. A motherfucker. And a killer.
You fucked your mother? Fair enough. I have another question for you.
Go ahead, Cobbo.
Cubbo? Oh, I see, it's slang. What is happening?
What do you mean?
I'm talking to you.
It's the power of your
Black, frothy liquid starts bubbling on his lips.
imagination.
Ah. So this is some sort of delusion then. Alright then.
Yeah, man! Don't be crazy! Inanimate objects and dead people can't really talk to you. Your wild imagination is doing this. Ask some more of those questions you love so much.
But isn't that exactly what something that's trying to pretend to be just in my head? But isn't that something that's... But isn't that exactly what something that's just trying to pretend to be something that's just in my imagination would say?
He loves those.
Why do I love questions so much?
Because you're a copperoony. Look at all of them go. Do you want more questions?
Give me a comical amount of questions.
Coming right up, copperoony Rooney. This is getting upbeat now.
Is my name Rooney?
Fuck no. You're no Rooney.
Huh. Rooney is not who I am. I'm Harry. You're not that hairy. I guess you're pretty hairy.
No, you're not a Harry either. You're a motherfucker. That's who you are. Rooney the motherfucker.
Apparently I fucked my mother. Fair enough. Why do I feel like I've forgotten something terrible? Probably because I've forgotten everything. Some of it was probably going to be terrible.
Because you have.
Fair enough. Who killed you?
Love did me in, Brother Copo. It was love all along.
Your love? Or someone else's? That's the question. Can you ask me a question?
Sure, Lobo. I can ask you a question. Why are you doing this?
What?
Looking at my face, motionless, looking into my eyes, standing here. Why are you investigating my murder?
I don't have anything else to do. This case is all I have. Maybe. Or because he told me to. Or maybe this will lead to something. Something indescribable. Unforeseen. Miraculous? The clown lips on the corpse appear to smile. The face rotates before you. Slowly.
Something is on its way. Something hidden. It's coming. A miracle from the northwest, and it's almost here. You can feel it in the air, on your hands. The cold spring air smoothing them over.
I hate you. You stink and you're boring.
Do I remind you of someone?
Ha!
A child
Walked right
born
into that
with
one.
Muller's disease, Harlequinism, grown up miraculously.
Oh, I thought that was a dig at me. A baby affected with Harlequinism.
You sure wriggled out of that one? Coppellini.
Ha! Enough.
Come back later, Corpo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features. If possible, also, see me in your dreams.
That's not what that says. Okay then.
The man before you.
Alright, sprint and take a step back.
As you narrow your eyes, the monster before you blurs into a violent mess of green and pink. This is a trick. You've done it before. Pink is where the blood settled in the first hours post-mortem. You can use it to see if the corpse has been tampered with. Does his position at the time of death match the discoloration?
Ah, good question.
Only
Very
the
good
lower
question.
extremities are pink with a dash of blue. His fatted hands, thighs, and his neck, just above the noose. The rest of the corpse appears dark green in the cold spring air.
His face and hands are pink. His eyes, too.
I see it. His neck too. The lividity goes right up his chin. We have good, well-pronounced discoloration here.
Interesting. Right up to his chin. Does that seem consistent with the idea of someone who was killed by hanging?
The monster comes back into focus, an explosion of color, coursing with dark marbled veins. His stomach appears pregnant with something. Black liquid streams down his thigh and onto his boot.
So, what do you think?
I think he's dead. Ah. I think he was upright after death. His hands, feet, and neck are discolored.
Agreed, especially on the neck. The belt acted like a tourniquet, keeping the blood in his head. The hypostasis supports a hanging.
Could it still be he was moved after death? Maybe he was strangled by someone?
There's always a chance. We should check for ligament marks on his neck to see if they're in tune with the belt. We'll have to get him down first.
Yeah, I think he's dead.
I agree.
His personality is no longer a part of the world.
Yeah,
Totally
yeah.
dead.
Quite. The world no longer stores his personality in his composition. There was a time for that, and it ended 7 days ago. No, better not to say that. Too heavy. Fuck it. What is dead, anyway?
That sounds about right, yes.
Something is coming out of him.
A pool of blood and feces has eaten into the frozen mud below the man's feet.
Pleasant.
Purge liquid is dripping into it, drop by drop.
Very pleasant.
The victim appears to have contained no more than half a kilogram of digestion at the time of death.
Okay.
The fuck he's saying?
Shut up.
Talking about shit.
Yeah. Goddamn right, Like, maybe he went to the toilet sometime before death?
Maybe.
He doesn't really want to dwell on it too long. He's beaten up. See the bruises?
I do. Most of them are post-mortem. Maybe even all of them. The delinquents have made our jobs harder with their little sport.
Yeah, they're good at that.
Stop talking in riddles, coin slot.
He means you fucked him up good, Kuno. Fucked him up brutal like.
But there is no breath to catch. Only the cadaver filling the air and your nostrils. He slowly rotates before you, decomposing.
So, how do we get him down?
Are you sure we finished the preliminary examination of the cadaver? We might miss some of these things once he's done.
We've been thorough. Do you have a plan for getting him down?
The steel-reinforced belt presents a unique challenge. I brought chain cutters, but I don't see a good angle of approach to the belt.
I mean... if only one of us had brought like a good, nice tall step ladder. That would help this so much. I mean, with one of this, I don't trust this ground, but one of us could hold it steady while the other climbs. Christ, even a regular ladder would be better than nothing. Maybe I could... Maybe with a bit of bracing against a tree, I could give you a lift? Or maybe you should give me a lift. Neither of those seems like a good idea. If only we could get one of the kids to help us. That would be a big help. You could give the kid a lift, and he could cut it open. Although it's hard to... Don't know if you would have enough height, though. Damn it, we could really use a fucking step ladder. Are we sure we can't just get one somewhere?
The cadaver is a good 1.2 meters up. Neither one of us can reach the belt without assistance. And even if we do, there's the question of cutting the airship strength material.
Can't someone else do it?
Someone else? You mean like the police?
I mean someone who's below detective.
Someone like a paid garbage man? Or a cleaning crew? I have bad news for you. That is a detective.
Ah.
I know it's hard, but I assure you, the others won't come to help us. And we have a growing sanitary concern here. We need to get him down, fast.
We could saw the branch. Not certain how we could do that. Maybe we could cut the whole fucking tree down. Let's see what he says to this.
Climb up there and saw the branch?
Yeah, it seems dangerous.
There has to be a less risky way, with less falling down of trees.
Maybe we could shoot him down.
Yeah! Bang bang time, pig! Shoot his head off!
Kuno S thinks it's a good idea, which means it's probably not.
How?
You got me.
Where the buckle ties the rope to the branch. That's a good spot to aim.
Oh. There, the buckle holds the belt together.
Where? Ah, yes, I see. If the shot hits that, there might be a chance to release the belt.
Yeah, now we're talking. Entertain a Kuno with some shit.
They'll miss! The pigs will miss Kuno!
Yeah, and maybe it'll hit you instead. Take the shot, Lieutenant. What's the worst that could happen? Oh, wait, let me try. Yeah. It's my idea, after all. If something goes horribly, horribly wrong for it, because of it, probably best that I do it. Also, I don't know how great your eyesight is. I mean, maybe the glasses do a good enough job of compensating for whatever your eye problem is. But maybe not. Let me try.
The lieutenant's brow is furrowed. He appears too deep in concentration to even notice what you said.
Oh. I guess that's not an option. Alright, take the shot, Lieutenant. What's the worst that could happen?
I'll blow his head off.
I suppose. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Take it! Take the shot!
Kuno S thinks it's a good idea. That's...
Yeah, take the shot. Kuno wants some of that shit.
Silence. With his elbow sharp, the lieutenant unzips his jacket and produces a lightweight firearm. He drops a paper cartridge in the barrel, separates the scouring stick, and gives the cartridge 5 tucks.
Man. What century is this? A muzzle loader? What time frame does this place take place in? I'm not really certain.
That's a Kiel A9090 Armistice, mass-produced muzzle-loader, ascetic, frugal, one of the most common firearms in the world.
I'll take your word for it.
He then steps back and assumes the fellow's desk position, taking aim. The corner of his eye twitches. His finger is on the trigger.
Right. Come on, Kim. You can do it. You can do it.
He's gonna fucking miss!
The kid's voice is drowned in a shrill blast that echoes off the walls of the surrounding tenements. A cloud of smoke slowly parts in the air as the lieutenant steps back and says to himself,
Well, you didn't blow his head off. That's good.
God damn it.
Yeah, it's a cold comfort. Fuck.
he feels bad about it. About his eyes mostly. Just having bad eyesight. Probably from a young age. Whatever you do, do not console him.
Yeah, I could have guessed that.
Fucking idiot! Mookabat asshole!
Kuno could have hit it easy, but then Kuno's not fucking handicapped, is he?
Shut the fuck up, Kuno, or soon you will be. Try again, maybe?
No, we are lucky as it is. We didn't break anything, and the victim remains uncompromised.
He looks around at the windows overlooking the yard.
Any more mistakes could put us in an unfortunate position with the locals. We have eyes on us. I didn't do us any favors with that.
Alright, what now?
I have to say, it's beginning to look unlikely we can get him down without assistance.
Can I have the gun? I should try.
It's bad as it is. Us shooting firearms like punks.
Very sudden ambiance change. He pauses, then shrugs and proceeds to load the pistolet. Alright, sweet!
Go ahead, I'm not stopping you. Just don't lose it.
I will immediately lose this. The piece shines in his outstretched hand.
They only have one gun!
That's more than you have!
This is the sorriest pair of pigs Kuno's ever seen.
It'll only take one gun to pop you both in all of your kneecaps. And then you'll be a lot more handicapped than Kim has ever been.
Yeah, take it, you fucking banana boyka! Take it and shoot yourself in the mouth!
Maybe not more handicapped than I am, admittedly, but never mind that. Alright, feel the weight first.
The cold piece of bakelite and gunmetal is surprisingly light. Your fingers fit right through the guard, instinctively resting on the trigger.
Alright. Like riding a bike.
The fuck are you waiting for, Kuno? Tell him to shoot himself in the mouth!
Alright. Ready? Aim.
The buckle comes into focus in your sights. You stand with your feet planted firmly in the ground and your left hand supporting your gun arm.
Why don't you just shoot yourself in your mouth? At least you won't miss.
Point the gun at Kuno S. Let's not rise to our pathetic provocations. Alright then. Fire. Ooh, yeah. And down he goes.
The buckle explodes into tiny pieces, coming loose with a whir.
One shot, one... Well,
With your hand numb from the recoil, you look at the body slump down. For a moment, the man appears to kneel in front of you.
yes. Kneel before Harry Dubois.
Looking straight at you, helpless, trapped within itself.
Who killed you?
Communism.
I beg your pardon?
It takes a millisecond for the association to flash within your cortex. You have no idea where it's coming from, only that it's right.
Did I already solve the case before I annihilated myself?
Then the rigor in his muscles gives up, and he smashes sideways into the spring mud, letting out a horrid stench.
Yeah, you've been policed. Not the greatest of one-liners, but it'll do.
Ace is high.
Ah. The lieutenant raises his right hand, waiting for you to slap it.
The ace is high, a custom invented by the aerostatic brigades during the revolution, is used to celebrate success in Revachol, especially in sports. The gesture is spread across the world, despite the defeat of the revolutionaries themselves.
Alright, then. Yeah.
The lieutenant takes a little hop to perform the customary salutation. Your palm hurts from the slap. It's precise and down to the point.
Alright. What the heck is this? Ace is high. +1 empathy towards Kim Kisaragi. Neat. The Insulindian Civil War is not the first war to see the use of aerostatic aircraft on both sides, but it was the longest. For 8 years, folded multi-rotor aircrafts crisscrossed the sky above Revachol, Ozon, Face Alamer, and the Arcade Islands. They made sweeps over sandy beaches and shot each other out of the blue sky, then sank as wrecks to the bottom of the sea. The Aces High was a custom on the revolutionary side, performed by squadron mates after landing. Lieutenant Kisaragi likes it. Why is that? Okay then. Sure. Worth a skill point. Probably.
I knew these guys were f***ed.
His voice is deeply approving. Yeah, we're... got a problem with it?
Kuno cracks with laughter. Sounds like someone strangling a seagull. It's clear he enjoys himself.
I knew they suck each other off.
What now?
We will perform a field autopsy and determine the cause of death. But before... Excuse me.
He needs to turn away from the corpse.
It looks like I feel like taking a break from the stench. I'm sorry to interrupt the jubilations here. Just a little breather before we do the autopsy.
Fair enough. Wait, field autopsy?
Yes, the 4 phases of a murder scene. 1. Investigation of the scene. I'm satisfied with that part. The trash container, the prints, we've been thorough enough.
Right.
2. Initial examination of the victim. We were exhaustive in our efforts there. Good job.
Of course.
3. Field autopsy. This will not be pleasant.
Oh
or
shit.
easy, and it will have to be performed on the scene.
Yeah, otherwise it wouldn't be much of a field autopsy, now would it?
The fuck are they on about?
Cops are gonna cut his shit up next.
4 and final, transport of the coroner's case to the district morgue. I'll do that. God, this stinks.
Yeah. Don't we have someone else for the autopsy? Like, a doctor?
No, you and I are detectives. The honorary rank of detective signifies our ability to handle the entire incident chain. From crime scene to autopsy to cleanup, we do it all.
Yeah, that's great. Wait, honorary rank?
An honor and a burden attached to your rank. Mine is lieutenant detective, unfortunately. I can't tell you how tired I am of this corpse.
I don't think I'm a detective.
With shooting like that? Of course you are. Your station would not have assigned you to this case otherwise.
Fair enough. Alright.
In the meantime, we should locate the representative of the logistics company. My preliminary information suggests the Wild Pines have sent a strike negotiator to wrangle back control from the Union.
Okay.
I bet she has a fresh perspective to offer us. Since we've already talked to Everhart in the harbor, that interview is done, for better or for worse.
Is this the famous list of initial interviews?
Yes. And those were the interviewees. Let's go.
I don't even know what I was going for there. Alright then, that went surprisingly well. And we got this now. +1 empathy towards Kitsuragi in particular. Wouldn't sound particularly useful, except that we're probably going to be talking to him the most of any person. Speaking of which...
We should think about calling it a day, maybe. The nights are still miserably cold this time of year.
I haven't paid the cafeteria manager for damages yet.
You should take care of that, then.
But I don't have the money.
Let's talk to him anyway. An officer of the RCM shouldn't be sleeping in the streets. We'll figure something out.
Okay.
Though he finds this situation frustrating, he is doing his best to not make you feel any worse than you already do.
Alright. Fair enough. Okay then. Hopefully I'm not gonna have to have him pay for the room. That would be rather naff.
Yes?
Nothing. Okay. Well, that went surprisingly well, as I said. I've already gotten another level, almost 2 in fact. Got aces high, for whatever that means. And the body is, in fact, down. We succeeded some pretty narrow checks today. Shiny. Alright. Well, that seems like a good place to stop. You know, on a high note. Or I guess a low note. Well, ace is high, I suppose. So, yeah. Next up, we'll autopsy the body, I suppose. And then we'll go talk to the representative. Wherever the fuck the representative is. So, until then, I have been Joe Bob. And I'm very peeved. And remember, dislike the video, unsubscribe if you're for some reason subscribed, and leave a nasty comment in the comment section down below. Fuck you all so much for watching, and sayonara. And so long, suckers.
You're gonna be okay, kid.